Are you serious? Does anybody really believe Assad? Does anybody believe him? Seriously, President Assad of Syria, come on, come on, come on. What? Are you serious? 150 people died yesterday as the shelling, the killing, the murder, the mayhem continues. And guess what today is? April 10th. All of the soldiers, all of his regiments, all of his tanks, all the artillery was to have stopped, and they all were to be pulled back in. Does this sound like a nation that's doing what they're... He signed an agreement with the United Nations envoy, Kofi Annan, and Kofi Annan was also representing the Arab League, in which he promised that he would have all of his troops pulled back. 48 hours he would quit shooting artillery and be completely pulled back by April 10th. But today's April 10th. They're not pulled back. He says he's doing it, but there was 150 dead people. There's thousands of refugees pouring over the borders of Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan. The city of Damascus is an absolute disaster. It's a war zone with a capital W. And this thing is getting worse, folks. I mean worse. Are you serious? And now I have right here breaking news. Let me read it to you. It's just coming across this wire here. Reuters is reporting that French Foreign Ministry says that Syria's promises to implement ceasefire plan are a blatant unacceptable. In other words, they're a lie. Now, I've got information, and that's the French Foreign Minister, okay? Fresh shelling has been reported in Syrian cities and towns despite the foreign minister claiming the government had begun to comply with a peace plan that requires it to withdraw its troops. Sami Abraham of the Syrian Human Rights Network in the city of Homs told Sky News that a huge bombing could be heard in several neighborhoods of that city. The shelling is continuous today. We do not know how many persons are injured or how many persons killed because the shelling is continuous at this moment. President Bashar Assad will never implement this ceasefire. He is just playing games. This is a quote. President Assad will never implement a ceasefire. He's just playing games, and I believe it. This guy's lying through his teeth. And there's Bible prophecy that says that he would, and that the killing will continue, and the destruction of the city of Damascus is imminent. And a biblical prophecy of 3,000 years ago is being played out right before our very eyes. Now, here's what it says. Also, under this plan that was signed, brokered by UN and the Arab League Representative Special Envoy Kofi Annan, the government's heavy artillery was supposed to be pulled out of the population 48 hours ahead of the ceasefire due to the start on Thursday. Speaking in Russian, Syria's Foreign Minister Walid Ma'oun said he had already withdrawn forces and the army units from several Syrian provinces. They're still killing people. They're still shooting. There's blood in the streets, guys. And there's over 9,000. It's confirmed by the United Nations Human Rights Division. Over 9,100 dead people. Folks, that was about 3 weeks ago. There's well over 10,000 people dead. Well over 10,000 dead. 24,000 refugees in Turkey alone. No wonder Prime Minister Erdogan is just absolutely having a fit. Oh, dear Lord, help us. This ceasefire is just giving more time for the regime to kill us, to kill the revolution, to kill as many as they can before any serious political movement. In other words, as long as Assad doesn't feel the hoof prints galloping of NATO or the bombs of the United States or an attack from the British, the Canadians or the Australians, as long as there's no pressure put on them from Germany, and as long as Russia's got their back, they're going to keep killing the people, killing the uprising, because Assad has only one thing in mind: to remain in power. And Russia, of course, would rather see Assad in power than anyone else that could rise up, because they can control Assad. And it gives them free access, direct access into Israel. And you might say, well, who cares about that? Believe me, according to biblical prophecy, the bear will rise from the north. And tidings from the east and from the north are already prophesied in the book of Daniel, chapter 11, 41 through 45. The book of Jeremiah said these words, as it concerns Damascus. Concerning Damascus, Hamath is confounded, and Arpad. For they have heard evil tidings, and they are faint-hearted. There is sorrow on the sea. It cannot be quiet. There is aircraft carriers all over that area. There's Russians, Americans, the Royal Navy, Canadians, the French. It's just getting very dangerous. Damascus is waxed feeble, and turneth herself to flee. They're running. And fear has seized on her. Anguish and sorrows have taken her as a woman in travail. We need to pray, folks, for the people of Syria. 10% of the population of Damascus is Christian. Many Muslim people there do not want to be under the dictatorship and regime of Assad. And obviously he's destroying the nation by refusing to take exile out of the country and to step down and allow a fair democracy to be established. But as many people have told me, Paul, you don't understand, there won't be a democracy. If Assad did get run out of town, there won't be a democracy. There will be even a stronger, heavy-handed Muslim regime that will move into power. And you know something? They are probably right. But it doesn't give the right to allow Assad to massacre the people. But no matter which side of this you stand on, Bible prophecy is being fulfilled. When the book of Isaiah tells you, behold, behold, Damascus, the burden of Damascus. Damascus is no longer a city, but a ruinous heap. Let's keep an eye on what's going on there. Let's keep an eye on what President Assad does. Let's watch and see if Kofi Annan, was Kofi Annan, was he just part of the stall tactic? You have to wonder. It's getting really ugly, folks. I've watched some of the footage, reading different reports from different people. It is really, really getting ugly, especially after the UN vote was 137 nations to 12 voted to remove Assad from power, only to find out of the 12 that said no, one was Russia, one was China. And then Russian troops came on the ground, or setting in the ground Damascus. It doesn't matter what Kofi Annan and what the United Nations, the Arab League signed with Assad. It does not matter. Bible prophecy is being fulfilled. The city of Damascus, the ancient city of Damascus, where the Apostle Paul saw the light on his way there and received his sight, this ancient city is becoming a ruinous heap. Are you saved? You can see the Bible prophecy happening. You know we're in the last days. We don't know exactly how long we have. We can see the day approaching. The Bible says no man knows the day nor the hour. No, not the angels, not even the Son of God, only the Father. It says that in Luke. It says that in Matthew 24:36 and in Mark 13:32. I'm telling you, we're running out of time. The Bible prophesied these things in Isaiah 17:1, in Jeremiah 49:25 through 23 through 27. It's also prophesied in Daniel chapter 11, 41 through 45. We're reading about the wars and rumors of wars in Matthew 24. We can see the day approaching. But are you saved? If you'd like to become a Christian, we'd like to help. We've had 870 salvations in a little over 14 months, and more people are coming to Jesus every day, and you could be next. If you contact us right here on this YouTube channel, send me a personal message. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I want to be saved.